What is going on YouTube? Welcome back to another video at JDH Aquatics where we talk about anything aquariums related. This is actually a really good time to film because the sun is setting near my apartment and it's hitting the tank, which looks really cool. So we got this nice natural sunlight on the coral. So the reason we talked about selling the 38 gallon in the first place is because we recently purchased this Innovative Marine 30 gallon Nuvo right here. It's not a brand new tank, but it is new to us. It's a discontinued aquarium, but it is still a nano all-in-one. Very excited to get this thing set up, but it was intended to be the replacement for this tank. One of the reasons I plan on keeping this tank is because I bought this brand new. Unlike the Innovative Marine 30 gallon, I bought that secondhand at I think like a 70% discount when I did the math on that, buying it brand new. But talking about the Fiji Cube, we bought this thing brand new about a year and a half ago, and I paid about $500 for this thing. And the main reason is if I sell it, I'm not going to be able to get back what I put into it, so I might as well just keep it in the fleet. I think it's still a nice looking aquarium. It's got the high quality low iron glass with the black silicone and the all-in-one built-in chamber as well. There's definitely a couple upgrades that I want to do for this tank since we are keeping it. Depending on the configuration of the new reef corner in the new apartment, I may want to add a black background to this tank. I think it'll tie it in nicely with the other aquariums, and it'll make the softies pop a little bit more in this tank. I do also want to upgrade the return pump in the back chamber there, since it is the one from this aquarium here, and get an upgraded adjustable DC return pump for this aquarium. I actually have some ideas of the themes that I want to do for each of these aquariums, and I have them written down. And for the 38 gallon, I think the plan is to keep it as a softy dominated tank. We're actually going to be taking out those two pieces of LPS, so the Duncan and the Bubble. We're going to be putting those into the 30 gallon long, which will be our SPS and LPS mixed reef with no softies. And in addition to the softies, we are also going to be adding our mangroves. So we need to rescape the 38 gallon, and I don't know how that's going to look, but I'm hoping to be able to configure it so that we can put the mangroves in there. I think what that means is doing a higher scape on the right side, so something like a mound where we can place the mangroves on the top and have the light shining over, and then having it sloping down to the left where we put all of our softies. And I may be able to run just one of the new Sykes over the tank, or we can get a new LED for it that's maybe able to attach to the all-in-one chambers so that there's no mount on the back glass, which will be a lot cleaner of a look. But that's a new light, so we'll have to look into that. But that's the plan. We are gonna have to aquascape it again, but we do have some rock left over to build up a mound on the right side. Another reason I wanted to sell this tank is because it did not match the other brands of the aquariums that I have. So I've got the 20 gallon Nuvo over here, which has a little bit different of, I guess, like a silicone thickness, so it looks different. It's not cohesive, and I know that sounds kind of crazy, but my OCD, I like everything to match. And so when we got the 30 gallon Nuvo over here, this matched the 20 gallon Nuvo over here. And I know I'm spinning you guys, but these two tanks matched, and it left the 38 gallon kind of as like the black sheep. And I wanted to get rid of it so that we could just invest into another Innovative Marine aquarium. But I think what I'm gonna do now is put this on its own stand, and for the fourth tank down below it, if we do end up putting something there, it's going to mimic, match, or just be cohesive with this 38 gallon Peninsula. And again, I know that sounds very OCD because it is, but I just like everything to, like, you know, be matchy-matchy and look the same. Again, the Fiji Cube is a nice, high quality tank, and I paid full price for it, so I definitely think I should keep it. The one downside I did have for this tank is that it didn't come with a lid, and the lids that this company offers, they're $175, and every time I say it, it sounds kind of crazy, but it's like a third of what the tank costs. So I need to find a custom lid for this tank, or just run it where we have no fish in there. So we know that there's going to be softies in there as well as the mangroves. In terms of fish livestock, I don't know what we're going to have in this tank. I may keep the pair of clowns in there since they've done so well with no lid. And if I do end up putting any sort of fish in there, whether it's not this pair of clowns or it is, it's probably just going to be clownfish because I've had the best luck with no lids and those types of fish. I wouldn't recommend it, but I've had this tank set up for about a year now and they've done well without a lid. But if we do put fish in here, we have to put a lid on top of it. With the mangrove sticking up out the top, it makes it really difficult to put a lid on top. So if we do, it'll be some sort of custom work, but I don't plan on putting many fish, if any, in this aquarium. So we'll have to do some heavy dosing, possibly with some nutrients, but as of right now, I don't plan on adding any crazy fish to this tank. But for the SPS and LPS tank, I do plan on adding some fish in there. You guys seem to enjoy the 38 gallon a lot, and I don't want to take this out of the fleet. A lot of new people come over for this tank, so I think it inspires people. I don't want to, put myself on a pedestal or anything crazy, but I do think it inspires people to either get into the hobby or try something new, and it does spark up questions, and I get DMs every single day about this tank. And I love interacting with all of you guys about it, so I think I have to keep it. It's kind of like one of those little gems on the channel that we just got to keep around. So we are going to be moving with it, so it might look slightly different in the next few months, but as of right now, the 38 gallon Softy Reef tank is going to be staying in the fleet. And kind of the last little bit is that this tank is a year old, and since it has that maturity, it's pretty stable. So everything in this aquarium is doing quite well, whether it's a softy or one of these LPS here in the middle. Everything is pretty open and plump and growing. The colors are pretty good under these new Sight K7 Pro 3s. And yeah, so since we have that maturity in this aquarium, especially with the biological filtration and the rock and the sand and everything, I'm gonna try my best to keep it how it is and preserve it so that we can keep that maturity in the tank and keep things thriving. That is all I've got for you guys today. Not really an update on the aquarium, but more so just letting you guys know that we are keeping it and there are some changes coming as well. One thing I didn't mention before about another upgrade for this tank is we are planning on getting rid of these SLW10s, or at least moving them over to the 20 gallon or the 30 gallon, even though for the 30L I plan on putting one of these gyre pumps in there. But for this tank, I think we're going to take out these SLW10s and add in a second gyre pump on this left side. So that's another plan we have for this aquarium. But if you guys have any questions, then please leave it in the comments down below, or you can check out my other socials. Link is in the description below, and send me a DM through Instagram. But with all that being said, I will catch you guys on the next one. Peace out.